Hi guys, Chris here. Alright, today we're going to go ahead and finish up our weathering, our basic weathering of our structure. Alright, so where we left off was we had all the structure dry brushed, washed, ready to finish up, and then we were going to do the plastic doors and windows. And through the miracle of losing footage, I did not get the actual painting of the windows. But this is our window, alright, and we spray painted it with the flat white again, okay. Now, because this is plastic, you can't sand it, alright, you'll just sand through the plastic and then that won't look good. So what we did was we took the same color gray craft paint that we used on the house, this Craft Barrel Pewter Gray, and in the same process, we just dry brushed the gray onto the window frame and the mullions and stuff until we got the color that closely resembled the weathering on our house. Alright, you do it very lightly. Alright, you can always add another layer if you don't have enough on there, and you put a little on, fit it to your house till it comes to your liking, and then that's where you stop. Also, I took some of my powders and I did a little powder work on this because I took those and did a little dirty look to the side of the house, all the sides of the house. So the windows were powdered with the same colors to match. Okay. Now those powders, again, as I showed you early on, were the set that I have here that has 12 different colors in it. Okay, and I basically used this one overall and this one for the lower parts. But you can use chalk, pastels, or something that you take a piece of sandpaper and just make your own powder out of them. Okay, you don't have to buy. And it's set like that. That set was $16 and it's close to 15 years old and it's lasted me a long time, so I've got my money's worth out of that. Right? So once we've done all the powder work, then we used our Krylon flat clear coat and sealed all of our paint work and all of our pastel work, chalk work on our house. Alright? So the last thing we have to do on this overall is to take care of the windows themselves, the glass. Alright? Now this has the glass installed, this window does. Alright, and these are lasered acrylic, and while they're very nice looking, okay, I just put brand new windows in my house a couple months ago, and they're not this clear. Okay, these are very, very clear, and they really are kind of unrealistic looking. Alright, an older house like this, the glass is not as done as nice. It had a lot of air and stuff in it. It'll have kind of like swirl pattern marks and stuff in it. It'll reflect the light differently, alright, and you won't see straight through it. So to remedy that, what we do is, again, we take our flat clear and we spray a light coat on the inside of the window, alright, through this plastic, and what it'll do is it'll dull the crystal clearness of this window down. Alright, that will help with not being able to see it. You'll actually see a slight texture into the window, and it'll make it look like glass that is older style glass. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is, if I take this window and installed it in this house, alright, and I simulated a light in my house, which I would use my flashlight here. Okay, this is just an LED flashlight. Give you a pointer reference, I'll blind you on the camera. Okay, very bright. Now we all remember when we started out on a 4x8 sheet of plywood and we had a house that we put a light bulb in and it lit everything up, and it just right through the windows, very bright lights and everything. It looked like the sun blazing on our layouts. Alright? So in order to remedy that, and again, with my house being older, If this house had electricity in it back then, it wouldn't be, the lights wouldn't be as bright as they are today. If it was non-electric and candlelight, it most definitely wouldn't be that bright. So again, on the inside of the window, after we've put our clear on, we take our flat black here, alright, and we go over once or twice with a layer of black. Don't sit there and hose it down. Spray it, nice even coat, let it dry, spray it again. Alright, what that'll do is that'll blacken the window, but it'll leave it translucent or semi-transparent, so you can see light through that black. You won't be able to see through it, but you'll be able to see light coming back the other way through it. Now, to give you an example of what that looks like, that is what this window has had done to it. Alright, this window has 2 layers of black on the inside. So again, we will take our flashlight, and I will show you the difference. And both these, the light is pointed directly at the window. Okay, you will see the highly toned down light that comes through that window. Alright, now the blue color is from the flashlight itself. Alright, and it looks a lot worse on the camera, but in a regular light bulb that you would put in for lighting this structure, if you chose to light it, wouldn't look like that. Okay, so that's how we take the window and keep from seeing clean through it and seeing an empty house, but yet let the light pass back out if we choose to light it, to set it up on our layout and have the house look like it's occupied at night. Alright, now the last thing we have to do to the windows is, again, if you look, you'll see as I turn this around, you can see the light reflecting off the crystal clear glass. Okay, we don't want that reflection. You'll be outside, you'll see the sun reflecting off that bright and stuff, and yes, light reflects off glass, but that's a little too extreme. So again, once the windows are installed, we take our flat clear and just a light coat over the top. I don't want to change texture of the windows. What I want to do is take the shine out of the windows. Right? That's what this window has had done to it. So you will notice the difference in the panes. You will notice the clear one still has no, all gloss on the outside, has no coating over it. Alright? So all of my windows have had that done to them. Right? They've all been blackened. They've all had the clear put on the outside of them. So the last thing I have to do to this house is to take this window and I'll spray the inside with the clear and the black, install it, spray the outside with the clear, and then we'll be done. Since this is a plastic window going into a wood house, I will use a 2-part epoxy to install this. Alright, it's good epoxy, the water won't wear it away and stuff. Then we will take the house outside later this week, and I will take you some photos of it in the sunlight so you can see what it looks like. Okay, it's storming right now, so we're not going to get that done today. So stay tuned. I'll put together a slideshow of the finished house, and then we will be done with this series. Alright, now as I said, in the future I plan on adding details to this house. There'll be things on the porch, there might be things on the side of the house, there'll definitely be a chimney added to the house. Alright, and when I do those, I'll install them, and then I'll show you how to weather that detail component into the house so it looks like it belongs there. Alright, there'll be very fine detailing. If I had a peg here, for steel peg for hanging something on, the peg would be black, and then we'd rust, and then there'd be some very fine runs of the rust color down the front of the post as it wore down. And I'll show you how to do all that in a later series. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. I plan on doing more videos, working on my lighting and stuff, and maybe set up a better place to film than with all this junk around and stuff. So stay tuned. There'll be more to come as time wears on. I get more structures I will probably go ahead and redo this video series to take care of all the things that I've learned over the past 5 films, I guess. Alright? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, and I will see you next time when we put up the outdoor sunlight pictures of this house.